Hello there. So today we're going to be testing out a highlighter palette by TZ Cosmetix, the wonderful brand that brought me the Aurora highlighting palette, which is my favourite. But today we're going to be trying out one of their powder highlighter quad palettes. This one is called the Luminous Start and it features 4 different highlighters, which you can see here. We've got a kind of light goldy shade. We've got almost like a light bronzy slash rose gold, although it does look a little bit more bronzy. We've got a champagne shade and then we have a gold shade. Now, the formula describes itself, well, not that the formula describes itself. Could you imagine if the formula could speak like, howdy up there, makeup junkie, how are you doing today? I'm going to just tell you all about myself. I'll give you a bio. I'll tell you that I'm allergic to cheese and most dairy products, but I really like Rice Krispie cakes. I mean, really. But anyway, so these are described as velvety powders that instantly cast a lit from within glow. 4 complementing shades can be layered together. I mean, how much fecking highlight do you need? I mean, well, actually, this coming from a highlighter hoe, quite a fecking lot. So it says you could brighten cheekbones, décolletage. By the way, décolletage. When you just like have it like the word in your head, décolletage, it's very easy to pronounce. But when you try and actually read the written word, décolletage, it's really tough to read. Anyway, side note. Anyway, yes, so it just suggests that you can also wear the powders on your eyelids, on your boobias, or just smother it all over your vagina. I mean, whatever you want to do. It doesn't say that, but you know. This is the palette. It's a cardboard situation. Okay, so let's begin with some swatches. Oh, just to mention as well, this palette costs $6.99 from Amazon. I've not seen it on AliExpress. This was also sent to me by Rick from TZ Cosmetix. I really appreciate that. Rick has sent me other TZ Cosmetix makeup in the past, but of course that will not in any way affect my review of the product. So anyway, okay, let's do this. So I've got my fingers, they're ready. So I'm going to go in with the lightest one first. Oh, well, hello there. I mean, well, howdy there. And how are you doing today, you sexy little beast? I mean, really, look at this. I mean, it doesn't really have a lot of like glow to it, but I mean, there's a lot to it. Like there's a lot. Let's give it a little swatcheroonie on the hand. Okay, a little bit chunky, but that's fine. I can just smooth that out. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, pretty beautiful. I mean, pretty goddamn beautiful. It doesn't really feel particularly velvety as it was described. It feels just like, you know, a typical kind of powder highlight. I was a little bit concerned that there wasn't going to be a whole lot of like sheen, but actually I think that looks pretty good. You know, I'm a huge fan of like cream highlighters because I've got really sassy, older, mature skin, and I just find that cream highlighters just like look a lot more kind of complimentary on older skin, but these powders actually, they feel, I mean, it looks pretty smooth. So okay, next we are going to go in with the champagne shade. I just want to say as well at this point, because these shades, like, I don't know, I just feel like these 2 here may be a little bit deep for my fair skin, but you know what, that's not going to stop me popping them on my fecking face, because I mean, I'm a highlighter fecking hoe. That's just what she is. Okay, so this is the champagne one. They are quite powdery, is what I will say. You know, kind of when you first swatch them on your finger. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, it's like a peachy. Oh my vagina, I love it. Oh, look at that. It's an absolutely gorgeous shade. I mean, I can definitely see there's quite a bit of texture to it. Like, when I say texture, I mean like, there's a lot of powder, like they're powders. So there's a lot of powder that comes off, you know, on the swatch. But however, saying that, there's a beautiful like sheen. Oh my gosh, and I'm loving the shade. It's a lot more peach than I kind of expected, you know, from how it looks in the pan. Next, we're going to go in with the gold one, and also I'm going to go in with the kind of bronzy one. Okay, so we've got gold, which is looking like Mr. Chunky of Chunktown, who lives in the Chunks universe, and he just likes to have chunks for his tea every single day. Looking very, very, very chunky right now. But the bronze one is looking nice. So let's have a look. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Oh yes. Okay, let's see Mr. Chunks. Let's see, what's he going to do? What is he going to do? Okay, Mr. Chunks is depositing quite a bit of chunks. I'm just going to smooth out a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Definitely not a huge fan of the gold one. It does seem a little bit more powdery than the rest, and I just don't like the shade. I don't really know who that shade is going to be complimentary on, because it has very orangey kind of undertones. So, yeah, that one's not my favourite, but I really like the look of the other three. Again, this one, probably don't know how I could get away with that one. TBH. But anyway, okay, so let's just get these on my face. So I've got 3 different brushes here. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to go for. These 2 are by Unicorn Cosmetics, and they were sent to me by Maria. I really do appreciate that, Maria. She's one of my fabulous subscribers. And also I've got a TZ Cosmetics brush here that was sent to me by TZ Cosmetics. I do promise, like, I buy my own brushes, but these ones are just like, I don't know. We're using these today. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this one by TZ, and I'm going to go in with I want to go in with the peach one, just because that's the one that's like really making my vagina have a little bit of a wobble right now. I mean, okay. So I'm just going to like pat this on. I've done my contour, like I've done everything barring highlights. So bang it on, bang it on. Okay, so in the description, like on the back of this palette, it says lit from within glow. And whenever I hear the phrase lit from within, to me, it just makes me think of like a more natural, subtle, not so kind of blinding highlight. And I think, you know, from the look up there, just on my cheek, that's definitely what this is. It looks very natural. It looks subtle, but still like, I don't know, beautiful, radiant, glowy. And the shade is unlike any shade that I've ever seen before. Believe me, I've got a lot of fucking highlighters, but this is beautiful. It's kind of like a peachy, it's just like a warm peachy glow. And for me, right, I've got very fair skin, blonde hair. I mean, it's dyed blonde hair, but it's still blonde hair. And I don't really like, you know, the pearly kind of icy highlights. I definitely prefer more of like a warmer toned peachy champagne kind of highlight, because I feel like it just really warms up my face. So yeah, I really, really, really love this. I really love this. Okay, so on the other side, no, actually, do you know what? I'm popping a little bit more on just because it's Friday today, so let's just do it. It's highlighter Friday. And I feel like as well, just to let you know, that for a powder formula, it's actually very flattering on the skin. But I think that's because it is more subtle. I think the more blinding the highlight, the more it will emphasize, you know, texture. But like, you could definitely see the pores. But I mean, every single highlighter will accentuate pores to a certain degree. So okay, over on the other side, we are going to, I'm going to keep the same brush. I'm just going to like clean it. This is how I clean it. Very professional cleaning techniques here, just using my finger. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with the lightest one. It makes me think of ice cream, and you know, I don't know why, because it doesn't really look like ice cream. I think I'm just craving ice cream, but I mean, why would you not crave ice cream? I love ice cream. I mean, really, what's your favourite ice cream? I like raspberry ripple, and I like mint chocolate chip. I mean, you just cannot beat it. By the way, have you tried that new Halo top? If you, like me, love ice cream, but you don't want to end up the size of 5 terraced houses put together, then try Halo Top. It's gorgeous, and they brought out some vegan flavours as well. It's got like, it's like a tub of ice cream. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about ice cream. I mean, really sorry guys, but check out Halo Top. It's beautiful. Okay, so this shade again. Guys, can you see? oh my gosh, like I'm always a little bit wary of powder highlights because I always worry that they're really going to age me and emphasize everything that I don't want to be emphasized. But I'm really loving this. Oh my gosh, like I'm loving it. I'm a huge fan of a yellow highlight as well. I forgot to mention, but I love a good yellowy highlight. I know it might not look like the most natural, but can you see how, oh my gosh, look at this. It's just like warmed up my face. And then over here we've got the peachy glow. I mean, I'm just loving both. I just love both. And another thing as well, you know, when you use like a very icy pearly highlight, it can look a little bit ashy, you know, kind of head on, and it kind of comes into its own, you know, on the side. Whereas I feel like the yellow and the peach, you know, head on, look very flattering. They give you that kind of a lift. And then, of course, when you turn your head to the side, then the glow just cascades out and everybody can see the glow and they're like, holy shit. I mean, really, I'm loving it. Okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit onto my, I'm going to go for this champagne just on my nose, just to bring that to life. Oh, yes. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. Oh, I've got it on my lipstick. I mean, really. Okay, so I'm a little bit unsure as to what to do with these two shades because, let's be realistic, I don't think they're going to particularly work for my whole being. I definitely wasn't a huge fan of this kind of orangey kind of shade. So I'm going to just try and utilise the bronzy one. And I'm thinking that I might just try and maybe pop it as a little bit of like a shimmery bronze around the perimeter of my forehead. So should we just do this? If I just kind of tap, 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 tap. Oh, tap, tap, tap. Oh, okay. So this is something a little bit new for me. Could be a disaster, but she's just going to go in anyway. Should I use my, I'll use this brush. I mean, why do I not use this brush for forehead contouring? Because it's actually really, really, really good. Oh my gosh, revelations are happening today. Oh, it's not blending, guys. Oh my gosh. Like, what is going on? Oh my gosh, it looks nice though. I know this isn't going to be like everyone's bag, but I'm actually loving the bit of, you know, sun-kissed bronze glow that's happening up on my forehead right now. Not blending out though all that much, but I feel like it's not terrible. Are you thinking it's terrible right now? Because I'm not thinking it's terrible. I mean, probably not going to become a trend, you know, bronzy shimmery highlight on your fod, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's different, and I don't really know how else I would use this shade other than maybe like an eyeshadow. But really, like, let's be completely like realistic here. I'm not going to be using this as an eyeshadow because I have literally about 50 eyeshadow palettes. I'm not going to need to be reaching for my highlighter as an eyeshadow anytime soon. But do you know what? I think I've got the measure of this palette. I feel like for $6.99 it's phenomenal, but I do feel like, depending on whether you've got fair skin, you've got medium skin, you've got olive skin, you've got deep skin, I feel like, you know, not every shade is probably going to work for you. But for me, these two shades here, the yellowy toned one and then the peachy kind of tone, these two are absolutely gorgeous and definitely would be worth the $6.99 just for these two. Of course, there may be a day like a Sunday when I feel particularly, you know, fiesta-y, and I think, do you know what? Today is a day for a shimmery bronzed fod, and then I could, you know, go into the bronze one. But yeah, overall, I think this is a beautiful palette. I'm very happy with it. I'm very kind of surprised that for powders, they've really not emphasized texture too much on my skin, and I just feel like the glow is, let's just say on the back it says a lit from within glow, and that couldn't be more true. Lit from within glow. So okay, so guys, I'm gonna glow now. Did you like that? That was my pun. I'm going to glow now. I'm glowing away, going to glow all the way to the kitchen to get myself some ice cream. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Also, thank you so much to Rick for sending me this majestical palette. I absolutely love it. I think if you were to buy it, you would not be disappointed. I know that a lot of people are going to be asking, Anwen, but which one do you prefer? Of course, I prefer my Aurora palette. Nothing can beat this. Nothing can beat the duochrome creamy fecking goodness. I am officially like in love with this palette, but I think that the Luminous Start is also an absolutely brilliant palette. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go, but thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with more.